Aloha and welcome back. I'm Panther and this is Bastion. I need to upgrade that a bit more before I'm okay with using it. Like, it's got good damage, it doesn't scatter, but I need this third one before I'm okay with it. Assuming I go.
The city brought the shards to the wilds. Now the kid's gonna bring them back.
Huh. Yeah, I know that.
You have to think fast to survive the wilds, and none thought faster than the slingers. They could shoot their pistols with the speed of a machine. They knew just when to start shooting and when to stop. Those pistols could spit out rounds just as quick as you could pull the trigger. Learning to hold your fire could be its own challenge. No matter how fast you are, you can always get faster.
Oh, cool. I got pretty close. Right? Nope. I'm a whole 100 and something off.
Well, even the slingers weren't quick enough to escape the calamity.
Okay, so target penetration, ricochet on contact. Those are good. I'll come back to that challenge after I upgrade the gun.
After Zolf's little episode, Kid sets off in search of shards. First stop, Jawson Bog. You'll get lost in that bog, I told the kid, and I won't be able to guide you back. Well, I let him go. What else could I do? What could any of us do? Zolf put us in a real bind. Hurt the Bastion bad.
Okay.
But the shards can make it better. They're like smaller doses of the core's medicine. Shame the only place to fill that prescription is out here in the wilds. This place is intoxicating.
That was a cool effect.
Don't know where he's gone. Might be gone for good for all I know. Wherever he is, somewhere I've never been. Somewhere I never want to go. We're there and welcome him with open arms. That a survivor? No, ma'am. It's a lonesome ghost of a gas fella. What do you say to a kid who's seen too much? I'm Zolf of Ligura. Pleased to make your acquaintance. Now the kid sees something stranger still. Did anybody else survive? Sure enough, he finds peckers, lunkheads, wallflowers, pincushions, vine apples, swamp weeds, ankle gaiters.
Passed. God damn. Fuck. That. Jesus goddamn Christ.
Now the Bastion can send him even farther, into the wild unknown. Kid sets foot inside one of Ceylondia's famous watering holes. He has the nerve to flash the shield he stole. He's a petty thief.
No, that was not the button I wanted.
Kid succeeds where the calamity failed. Would you look at what he did to poor old Ronde the bartender? Proper story's supposed to start at the beginning. It's so simple with this one. Now here's a kid whose whole world's alright, snoozing there on a rock in the sky. He wakes up. I'm just fooling. He sees what's left of the rippling walls, years of work undone in an instant. He sees what's left of Pith, the bull. The gods, they're all undone. He sees what's left of his lifelong friend. His friend, he's come undone too. He sees what's left undone.
Really trippy scene.
Thought we'd lost him, but he finally comes to. The shard ain't lost either. Not anymore. Now to find a ticket out of this hole. Bootlickers dig their nasty thorns into his heels. Ever heard of a lung blossom? It's bigger than the stories say. The breath on that thing, like a scumbag sprung a leak.
I would say a proper boss battle, but I always
They say one whiff of lung blossom can make you lose your mind.
I always hate bosses that they just summon endless enemies.
Well, the kid prunes it down to size somehow.
Somehow. I shot it. A lot. So somehow involved.
Mother only knows what happened in the bog. Kid never much cared to speak of it. A shard is like a poor man's core, but beggars can't be choosers.
Try telling that to a bunch of the beggars who are choosers.
That's it. Few more shards like that, and we'll be back in business. A single shard can breathe new life into this place.
What do you mean?
The shard's got enough juice to spruce up any of these places.
Oh, I want this.
Ain't saying much, but that's the greatest forge in all the city.
Awesome.
That ought to give those dueling pistols a little extra kick.
I might go into this one next. We'll see. We shall
The city tried to use the shards to stake out the wilds. So much for that plan. Ankle gators used to roam the wilds, and they nested at Rothes Lagoon. Many a tale folks use to scare their children straight originated here. All kinds of beasts what don't know up from down, still lurking about. Only the city's brushers knew their way around the lagoon. They moved quick and quiet, and they struck hard. Even the brushers learned to fear this place. They used to think that ankle gators were extinct. Well, they ain't. One of them's been living in the tall grass. They called her Queen Anne. These beasts, they don't like company. Can't get hasty in a place like this.
Fucking thing.
Turns out Queen Anne got a hold of a shard. Ankle gators love shiny things.
Lots of animals do. Through the fucking defense.
Know what smells worse than an ankle gator's breath? The stinkweed.
Yep.
Ain't time for pecker hunting, but the kid can't resist. Can't fight Queen Anne without the proper tools. The brushers use their pikes to keep their distance around here. Now the kid can do the same. They say you can't hurt an ankle gator unless it's raining, and it ain't raining. Sharp sticks make Queen Anne nervous, so she backs off a bit. Those pin cushions been living off the ankle gator's scraps.
Nope.
Queen Anne can't fit down some of these narrow paths.
I like the rock and roll in the background.
Queenie leads the kid into some kind of twisted trap. One bad step in that tall grass and he's Queen Anne's lunch. He holds his ground. Seems the queen's running out of options. He takes off after her. The closer you get to an ankle gator's lair, the thicker the tall grass grows. Kid's gotta make a run for it. Those leaping lunkheads don't like Queen Anne any better than the kid. That old gator's right on his tail.
Thank you.
Bad idea to walk in gator grass. Queenie must have scared a bunch of peckers out of hiding. Ankle gators don't much care for their young. That's why there ain't many around. Seems even stinkweeds know to stay away from the queen.
I'm just trying to find everything else.
Wanna know how to find an ankle gator lair? You use a kid as bait. The shard's sitting in plain view. Now she's coming for him. She's got nowhere else to go. They say if you run across an ankle gator, you better keep running. He's made her mad. Rest in peace, Queen Anne. That was for the brushers.
Okay.
Kid's done what needed to be done.
Gathered that already. Thanks for the tip.
Queen Anne's reign is over. We even got a crown jewel. All that trouble for a single shard. But you know what? It was worth it. That gator's a crazy gal, but so is the gal who promised to look after her. They said Queen Anne was just a folktale. Now there's living proof she ain't.
I think that's what I want. Oh.
The memorial may be finished, but our part is far from over.
Well, that's easy. Oh. So spend more fragments to get some more fragments. Cool. I don't like that one. Sneaky decoy. Don't like.
With Pike and repeater in hand, he's like a man come straight from the wilds.
No.
To fix a brusher's pike, you just need a good length of knife bark. Don't want that thing leaving your hands until you decide it's time.
Eh? Oh, yeah.
The city, its riches nothing but fragments now.
Oh, okay. Pike Volt. Dexterous trick with which the wielder leaps into the sky, crashes down on an unsuspecting foe. Cool. A single, swift, devastating shot aimed at the foe's most vital parts. Cool. God of health and... Oh, okay. Sure.
Finders keepers.
I guess I just didn't hold it.
The next shard should be farther out there in the wilds. To prepare for the wilds, Ceylandia's brushers practice at Camp Dauncey. Had to navigate a maze of pincushions with nothing but a pike.
Oh, okay.
It's a dangerous test for a dangerous job. Health tonics were off limits at Camp Dauncey. They said they made you weak. rules said he couldn't use any fancy footwork, just your brains and your pike.
Wait, which one did I miss?
Sometimes the course was brutal.
Oh, there it is.
Just getting through the course in one piece was an accomplishment.
Okay, 90 seconds. Yeah, I would. Actually, I was pretty close to getting that. I hate that they take away my
The Brushers
dodge.
were Caelandia's field agents, and their training was harsh. You had to find a path through the maze as quick as you could.
Oh! Sweet. Ah! Keep wanting to move faster by dodging. Nope, can't do that. Come on. Come on.
One
There.
well-placed throw could take out several of those ugly critters. If you did all right at Camp Bouncy, you got to go to the wilds. You can see why the Brushers prize those pikes of theirs.
Oh yeah, no. The Pike is fucking awesome.
The Brushers, they moved in shadows, but the Calamity found them. Gotta
Yeah.
make sure the pointy end's fastened on real tight. Takes a careful touch to rattle those bones like that.
Jesus. I don't know which one I'd want.
The inspiration. A forge can fashion anything.
Let's try this one
You
first.
don't want to know what he did to that thing. But believe me, it works.
Ta-da! Alright. That's it for this episode, folks. Mouse and keyboard definitely... I don't know what happened between the time that I started playing this. Because when I started playing this, it was with controller. Like, I don't remember having this much problem with the controller. But then again, I've been playing a lot of different games since then and now, so I might have gotten used to like tighter controls. Because as good as this game is, the controls are not tight. They are not. You want a great example of that? The fact that it sometimes auto changes your direction for the the counter, but doesn't allow your direction to matter for the counter, is not a tight control. That is a terrible control. I make use of it. Other people make use of it. That doesn't make it a good control. The rest of this game is great, though. Mostly, like, yeah. I'll leave it be. I'm enjoying the game. I will catch you all in the next episode. Until then, have fun, be safe.